Are we ready? It's the news. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, anyone who happens to be here joining me today. If you can hear me, say hello. If you can't hear me, then I need to unplug my microphone because I have my microphone plugged in for the purpose of making this a little bit easier when I'm on the other side of the room. So I will need to know reasonably quickly if my microphone is working or if there's even anybody here, because currently there's only 2 people and I am one of them. Oh, what's that? Sorry about that, whatever that was, but this is what happens when you just, on the cuff, decide to do yourself a live stream. Do yourself a live stream. Hey mate, do yourself a live stream. Yeah, you do one. No, you do one. No, you do one. Everybody do one. If everybody was doing a live stream all at the same time, nobody would be watching. Have you ever considered that? So it's rather selfish of anybody to expect more than one person watching because of exactly that. But whilst you are watching it, you may as well tickle the old like button because it might just help. It might just help me, or it might not. So what's going on here today then? You might be asking, but you're probably not. You're probably not at all. You know what's going on. It was raining. And because I've set up a live stream, it stopped. That's brilliant. But while I didn't actually waste my time here whilst it was raining, I've been doing a bit of tidying up. Now, I'm going to show you, and you're going to think, well, what have you done? All right, what have you done? What can you see there? You can see the back of Nigel, and you can see a damp floor and a compressor. Well, let me tell you something. Let me tell you this. That floor was covered in gearbox oil, as from yesterday, which is a bit unfortunate. And I'm going to admit that it wasn't even my fault. It was somebody else's. I'm not even going to tell you who, because you'll guess at some point if you watch my videos, and I'm sure you will. Yeah, so what did I clean that up with? Washing out liquid. Whole bottle of washing out liquid, hot water, sweepy things, and there we go. It kind of starts to go away. Not bad, could be better. See what it's like when it dries, because the thing is, actually, so it was kind of half a gearbox full of oil, because the other half is out there, which is also going to be in not the next video, but the one after that, where you see some problems, big problems going on with the turbo car. All right, it might be worthwhile watching, or I might warn you right now, it's not that interesting, don't bother watching it. So the floor, obviously if you end up with gearbox oil on the floor, it goes a bit slippery. That is an industrial accident waiting to happen, isn't it? Because not only is that bit of the floor slippery, but you jump over it to try and avoid trampling it everywhere, and it still moves. You still end up with bits just leaking further and further down until eventually, you know, unless you're doing long jumps everywhere you go, you're getting gearbox oil on your feet, and that isn't very nice. And once you get it on your feet, then it really starts to spread, and that's what was happening today. Oh gosh, currently my back is hurting quite a bit now as well. What was I doing? I came over here to make a cup of tea, as you may probably guess, because that's what I do. That's what I do an awful lot. If there's nothing else, nothing else, but if there's one thing I will do here quite a lot, and that is drink cups of tea. Stops me from being thirsty, stops me from getting a headache through not having enough liquids. And here is my cup of tea. In 1 second I'm going to, oh shite. That's enough for 2 cups of tea. Oh, this is awfully, terribly, unbelievably disorganised, and I'm really quite unhappy about that now. Let me get my glasses. Glasses. Still a bit dodgy down there, because although I've swept it and washed it and poured more and more stuff, and then I put some citrus cleaner down as well, anything that will basically interfere with the stickiness of oil, I've bunged down there, because it's bad news, isn't it? It's bad news, it really is. Let's see who's joined me today then. Me, and name me -1 as well as here, who says, hey, name me -1, 9 -1, yep. Hello, Just a Gamer. Nothing because of the rain. Floor space is space. It is. Floor space is space, and it's definitely something that I require a bit more of. Maybe if I try leaning like this, that will help my back a bit. Flabber Jabber. Scrap is top dollar at the moment. That Rover, Rover's yacht must be worth 50p. Well, 50p. If you want to give me 50p, I'll let you take it. Can't say fair enough, can I? Hey, I can't say fair enough. But you've got to get here yesterday, otherwise the deal's off. I might have to sit down actually. Would that work? Yeah, it would, wouldn't it? Oh. I'm going to sit down on a chair here, and this might be a really cool way of doing things. I've been thinking actually about how I could have, like you see, many. There we want the car in the background as well, don't we? There, the car that's worth 50p. Many a YouTube person will have an area where they do their videos from, and it's not like just anywhere. It's like a specific area where they have things put on the wall that are specific for people being able to see them. Maybe I need one of those. What do you reckon? In fact, I've got some green tiles that are actually underfloor tiles, you know, for the laminate flooring that one of the plumbers gave to me. It's just like, I do seem to be one of these people that if you've got something that you don't want, just ask if I want it, because I probably will. I think I can't really see that being chucked away. There'll be a use for it. But these green tiles put on the wall, so there's an adequate space of nothing but green, and then details could be added to it, or not bother at all and just find myself a nice place to sit in the lockup where you can see things going in the background, but it doesn't look too cluttered. And maybe this area is just about right, but of course it will change, won't it? Just like the colour of that fuel filler flap will change. So, alloy wheel cleaner might shift it. Well, I'll come to that in a second, actually. Hello, hi Mustard. Gearbox oil stinks too. Some of it smells like cat weed, doesn't it? And that is Lampudin. Steve Jensen, right, yeah, that alloy wheel cleaner might just shift it. Well, alloy wheel cleaner, the stuff we're thinking about is the really good stuff, the hydrochloric acid. Now that, it doesn't really eat into oil, but what it will do is eat into dirt. So with the oil being on the floor, it mixes with the dirt, and then it will lift it because of that. And I used up about 2.5 litres of the stuff the other day cleaning the gearbox oil that got spilt out the front there, because the trouble is, if the landlord sees it, I'm in trouble, aren't I? It's happened once before. About 4 years ago, I popped in to pay my rent, which I haven't done so far today, because I'm hoping for my Google money to come through. I popped in, and he said to me, noticed there's a big patch of oil spilt. And I said, oh, right, okay. He said, get it shifted, will you? So I did have to, I spent the whole day, the next day, just trying to find things to get rid of it. So on one hand, he's not too bothered about things, but then on the other, if he sees something like that, he might just think, that's not good enough. You can't have, in the entrance to his land, a great big black patch of oil or gearbox oil or what have you there on display. And I don't blame him. It's just that it wasn't me that spilt it, and that sounds like I'm shifting the blame, but well I am, because it wasn't me that did it. Oh, what's the sound like as well, by the way? Because today I'm using the microphone instead. I'm using the microphone just in case my neighbour turns up and bungs the radio on at full whack. You know, what he does, comes in, puts the radio on. One of those kind of radios that they used to carry around onto building sites and stuff. It's got plenty of volume, so it could be heard outside from one end of the site to the other. Whacks it on. Full volume, awful commercial radio. You've heard this before, I don't need to tell you. Because it's too loud, he goes and sits in his office with the door closed. And it doesn't actually do it to annoy me, he just does it because he doesn't think it might be annoying, but it is about as annoying as he can get. But yeah, and so having this microphone on would help with the less local sounds. Afternoon, Mustard, says Chris McGuire. Afternoon to you. Simon Cotton is here as well. Hello, Simon Cotton. Luke. Hiya, Paul. What's the curry of the day? Well, thank you very much for asking, Luke. Now, I've already eaten it, although it wasn't actually curry at all. It was kind of a Chinese-style gravy porky thing that I made a couple of days back, and it was spot on. One might say spotus bollicus, but you might need to ask me what I mean by that, but it means basically really good. Yeah. Here we go. Is a what? Here we go. Johnny Macaro 95. Afternoon, Muzzy. Stripperman, scrap the rest. Strip what? We can't strip little Nigel. That wouldn't do, would it? That'd be awful. Imagine how hurt you would feel taking this car apart when you know how many people it makes happy. Keep expecting that door to open like there's some sort of resident yard ghost knocking about. Why don't you do it in the caravan? It's a nice space. Well, because I disagree. That's why. I don't think it is a nice space particularly. I wouldn't bother having a caravan personally. I'm not really bothered. I mean, there's no point in having a caravan when I prefer to be in the lockup. In the lockup, there's a kettle. I can have tea. There's a fridge where I can keep milk, which I currently only have enough for one more cup of. Plus, it's more spacious in here, and it's not cold. And what it also isn't is wet inside. Plus, I was originally starting this off to, I thought you could kind of join me, interrupt me doing some work kind of thing. But then the trouble is, once I get talking, the work stops. So I don't know how long the live stream will go on for. Hopefully, maybe enough to get some new channel members or something. Channel members, yes, that's it. If you're not a channel member to this particular channel, it only costs 99 pence. 99 pence a month, and that will see you watching videos that other people can't. Oh yes, yes, there is a perk, and that's it. So join it. Oh, and like the live stream as well, you're obliged to. Levi Partridge, think about setting up a green screen. Would a Seafoam Green 25 do the job? A Seafoam? I've never heard of a Seafoam 25, but yeah, it probably would. Partly, a bit of it. Actually, it doesn't have to be green. It can be any color. You just with any color. Yeah, any color. I'll tell you what. It might not be too easy to do live, but certainly as far as making a video is concerned, any color background you can swap for another background. Even on the kind of editing software that I have on my phone at my disposal right now. It's just that I haven't used that kind of thing. I don't really particularly want to pretend to be in Blackpool or Mozambique. No, I'm happy enough being here. Plus, the other thing is, of course, with AI being so good these days, anything that doesn't look remotely convincing is just going to look like a cartoon these days, isn't it? And then all credibility will be just simply taken from you and given to somebody else for trying. That's what trying gets you. A kick in the balls. Literally, not literally, laterally speaking. Laterally? No, not to the side. Kick me to the side of the balls where you'll hit my shin, which is now in the wrong place on my body, the side of the leg. Okay. Metaphorically, that's the word I was thinking of, but for some reason it completely evaded me. It happens. Get over it. Will caustic soda do it? Yes, caustic soda. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, nasty stuff for cleaning out ovens with, isn't it? Park Nest. Hello, Park Nest. I can see 4 different colours in the back of the back end alone. F quality. Oh, you mean like Jeff inequality? Well, have you never seen this car before? If you haven't, let me know and I'll show you. Or just have a look at one of the videos, because this car does heavily feature in the videos. And the channel wouldn't be the channel without this car. I've just noticed my glasses are dirty. That is a distraction in itself, isn't it? You know, I'm still not very comfortable even sat here like this. I'm not. No. Adrian, hello. Rover 25 X 1234 Dist is ignoring me for this live stream. Just saying. One. I don't know what you mean. Stick your tongue out. Put it away. Adrian, hello. How are you? Hello. I'm fine. Good morning, Mustard and friends, says Stephen S. Paul. Good morning to you too. Can you share some of that sunshine with the Wirral, please? You've got to be joking. Get your own sunshine. Get your own sunshine. If you are we experiencing? There isn't even any sunshine here. It's just daylight. That's all. It's not quite the same thing, is it? If there was some to share, if there's some to spare, then yeah, you can just take some. But it's never really spare, is it? Johnny Macaro. Wife says to me, "You're always nattering, and that's why everything takes me hours." Well, I see. Sorry. 1234 Dist was one of my former names, says name me -1. Oh yeah. Also Craig, right? No man can never scrap Nigel. No, I will take the piss out of Boaty, but what a lump on his chin. No man, you can. Why would I scrap Nigel? Nigel doesn't want scrapping. Nigel is in my care. Nigel is my funny little gold friend who will always be here. Unless I get really desperate and sell it. And I have asked this before. If I really needed to sell this car, and that happens quite a lot, I had to sell my other one that I really didn't want to sell, and now I'm back in the same position, who would buy it? Who would buy it? Put your money on the table, okay? Who wants to buy this car? Right? Come on, offers. 50p is the first one, but that's not really good enough anyway. So come on, who wants to buy Nigel? And no man, oh no, I've already done that one, haven't you? Yes, another blag account. Afternoon, says Dave Smith. Yes, afternoon to you, Dave Smith. 50p it is. £83,000, says name me -1. You are the winner. No, 75p, not good enough. £83,000. That was the original price on this rather marvellous and unique car. There isn't a car that you could drive around that will turn more heads than this one, and people spend a lot more than £83,000 on a car, don't they? So just think, for just £83,000 you can have something that people will take the piss out of and make you feel really special forever. Oh yes, oh yes. Oh gosh, my back heel feels awful, it does, I tell you. Oh blimey Charlie, that's not nice. It doesn't help when I'm bending forwards like this either though, of course. And in actual fact I don't need to, because I have a device, I have a second device which I can just use. And I have it set up, but I just thought maybe people quite like the the personal thing where I am quite close, and because it is only virtual, you can't even smell. Shit story of my life, been outbid. Well, that's a shame, isn't it? Stomachs. Oh, Barry Scrotter is here. Hello, Barry Scrotter. No, 76 pence isn't going to do, Park Desk. I'm sorry about that. Sorry about that indeed. Peter Brownless. VW flogged quite a lot of Polo Harlequins back in the day. Nigel would fetch good money. Well, I mean, maybe when this channel has more than 6,200 and whatever it is, 6,318, I think it is, subscribers, when I can do that tenfold or 100, even more like, then I bet someone will pay me some more than 76 pence for it. Levi Partridge, would you take part exchange for a Hornby Class 47? Yes, I would. I don't know what that's worth, but as long as you're bunging in a massive amount of money, I don't care what it is. Ah, right. Look out for a silver 25 3-door, no sunroof, any leads. Does that mean that you want one or one's been stolen? That's the bit I don't quite understand. Oh. Might have to just go back to standing up again. Oh, yeah, this is not the most comfortable seat for doing this kind of thing in. We'll recline it a little bit. Whoever stopped coughing, whoever go and buy some milk. Imagine if I decided that I'll continue this live stream whilst walking down to the shop to buy some milk. Who reckons I would do that? Who thinks that could you be? Would you be looked at in a rather, no, obviously slightly strange fashion? But would people look at you as if to say you shouldn't be doing that? You should not be walking around doing a live stream or whatever it is that you're doing in the shop. No. As it goes, of course, I'm just not really the kind of person that could ever get away with doing that. I'd be far too embarrassed, and I can't quite get over that level of embarrassment needed to hop over in order to do that kind of thing. That's what boaties are for. You want one. That's his ad revenue. Oh, yes, if only. If you ever get rid of Nigel, would you raffle him? Make a mint. Well, I wouldn't really need to. Ah, right, I see what you mean. Yeah. I don't think it works that well for anybody else, though, does it? You know, it's still, you don't. What's a Rover 25 worth at the moment? And it's in reasonably good working order. The fact that it looks a bit unique may for some people actually be something they don't like rather than they do like. They might think, well, I would quite like that car, but look at the bloody state of it. It's all over the place, isn't it? Who in the right mind would be happy to drive that around? Well, many people, including me. I'm thinking of taking it home tonight, actually. But, you know, what's one worth? £1,000? Yeah, about £1,000 for a decent enough Rover 25. But one that looks like this, maybe less. I'm going to have to do a stand-up again, I think. Stand up and don't fall over the chair. What would be great would be some sort of thing that you could effectively do a kind of cross between standing and sitting at the same time, so you can have your back relaxed and your legs. But I don't know what I'm talking about now. I've lost it. I've completely lost it. You'd think if you're not comfortable stood up, you would be comfortable sat down. But when it's neither, I don't really want it to be that much of a distraction. Who would vote for Mustard as Prime Minister? Well, it seems that lots of people would do. lots of people. And I know this from Boaty's live stream last night, where I was basically encouraged to go and have a chat with all of the people at number 10. And they're happy for me to go along and actually take over the job. It's just I don't want to. Want one. Pidge. Is your chair dog water? Asks Pidge. But I don't really know what that means, so I can't answer that properly. But I'm going to give it a go anyway and say, yes, it is. It's dog water. It's made entirely of dog water, and that's why it's so uncomfortable. Because dog water is essentially water that's full of yellow protein that, whilst it comes out kind of innocuous, there's so much protein in there that it will quickly go mouldy and smelly. Okay, and I don't want to sit on that. To rebuild the legendary 25X. Oh, I see. Johnny says, car garage, Wakefield Road, Huddersfield. Has a silver one for sale. Don't know the model. Saw it yesterday whilst passing. It was silver and a Rover. You know it's a Rover. You know it's silver. But that's the only information you can give. With that in mind, I reckon there's a good possibility that it isn't even a Rover at all. It's probably a Ford Mondeo. Boaty, what's one of those? JDS, Richard Branson. Richard Branson? Oh, that is a... Richard Branson? Yeah, that's me, all right. Yeah. Richard Branson, the less tidy bearded version. That's me. Oh, it could be. But it's not! Yet. Would you like it to be? I'll give you £1,000 for Nigel. You'd be better than Rishi knackered sack. Okay, right, so there we go. Nigel's gone from 50 pence to £83,000 to 75 pence to £1,000. So now, which is the correct bid? Which is the real bid? Here's an idea for you. Here's a really good idea. You can buy, Nigel. You can buy. I'm gonna put the camera somewhere else, I reckon, because I'm gonna have a think about where this could go on a more permanent basis. So then I could actually use another device for reading comments with. Than that. Now, just here, I have a tablet. I have a tablet here. Oh, wow! Oh, that's cool. Oh, I didn't know I could do that. Oh, I've got all of the comments out in front of me. I've got a tablet sent to me by my mobile phone provider as part of the current deal that I'm actually on. It was a little bit more for each month, but I thought I need one anyway. So it's actually quite cheap. And so there we have it. It's quite a good sized one as well, as you can see. So that is going to help me out immensely, because now I can see comments in front of me without having to get really close to the thing. The only thing is where do I put it? Where do I put it? It's a Rover. It said that on the grill. I'm in Huddersfield tomorrow. I'll look, says Johnny. Well, that's very good of you, and I'm sure that's going to be appreciated. Yeah, do you know what? I've really got to think about if I'm going to do live streams, either here or at home, that I want to think about how the background can look. So it looks like the kind of place that would invite new people in and want to stay and not just bugger off as soon as they get here because they think, what's going on here? This is rather awful. I'd rather go home. Or they're going to flick up the live stream and watch the next chap or chapess doing something completely different, which may well be completely cack, but not much worse than this. Oh gosh. We're having a rather quiet day here at work, actually, because the chap next door, not seen him all day. The other day, exactly the same thing, just didn't turn up. And, everyone's got the right to be here, it pays to be here and everything, but it is nice, really nice when it doesn't happen. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Where can I put this then? Where it won't actually just fall over, damage itself, and end up with me wishing I hadn't put it there. Let me see. Against my box of keys, like so. Will it fall over that there? If it falls, it's going to fall on the floor. That's the trouble. I don't want that to happen. It's got one of these stands on the back, but it's completely useless. That's because the thing that come with it is not any good at all. Right, so let's see where I'm up to then. Mustard, have you watched the latest episode of UK Barn Finds? Says Barry Scrotter. They found 2 Rover 25 BRMs shortly up for sale. Well, that's interesting. Where did they find those? Huddersfield? I'll stand by my bid, says Partness. Well, you would do, wouldn't you? I mean, come on, 76 pence! 76 pence! That's the kind of money you should be paying for a biscuit, not an entire car. This is a car. And in the fridge are no biscuits. And you shouldn't keep biscuits in the fridge. And the only reason I do is because the mice can't get in there. And I don't want the mice eating my biscuits. Yeah. Large print for fair play, I'll stand by. Nigel is priceless, says Barry. Yes, nothing on Auto Trade. Smashing Pistons is here. Oi, Mustard, no, says Smashing Pistons. And he probably does it in that kind of voice as well, but he might actually point the finger as well and say, oi! It doesn't make any difference. Don't know what you're talking about. Nigel should go with the British Motor Museum and bolted to the medical research, says Dave Smith. What's happened to Tommy Turbo, asks Johnny Macaro. Well, the answer is he's still alive. Nothing's happened to him, but the reason you hadn't seen him for such a while is because he was on holiday. But don't worry, he's come back. Yeah, because it was a month ago, 1 month ago, when that engine was slotted inside the gap where it was struggled to get in, wasn't it? And so, job done. No, because the engine's in the hole, but it's not connected to anything, and it needs to be in order to operate as an engine. In actual fact, it needs to be connected to all of the bits, like the exhaust and the drive shafts and all the electrical plug-ins, and as well as that, the fuel line. But it wasn't. It was just bunged in the hole. And now he's come back from holiday. It's time to crack back on with it, but when I can fit it in. It's pistons, smashing piston times. Get the welder out and make a bespoke stand for yourself. Oh, you mean like a man stand? A man stand. What a good idea that would be. Yay Turbo Tom. Would Nigel win a race? Or would Nigel win a race against a Cortina Mark V driven by a mad teenage lad with glasses? Asks Pidge. Yes, it would. Of course, it would. Unless, of course, that Mark IV Cortina. Is it Mark IV? Did we do Mark V? Yeah, Mark IV. That's the one I don't particularly like. Why wouldn't it win against that? It would win against any of them that was actually, standard. Of course it would. But if it was a Cortina that's had a special engine bunged into it that doesn't really belong, then probably it wouldn't. And rather depends on who this teenage lad with glasses actually is as well. Yeah, and whether he's allowed to drive. Some cars are biscuits, say Smashing Pistons. In a field in Essex, I'm guessing, right? Levi Partridge says, nice to see a Haynes manual holding the stream setup together. Well, it's about all it's good for, isn't it? Mustard, do the mice come out at night and fix things while nobody is looking? Well, no, they don't. But I know when they've been here because you find poos. And you find bits of things that have been chewed up. And things that have moved from one place to another. We know what mice do. They don't mean any harm. They're just hungry. They come in a place like this. There's only food in here. We sniff food. Terry, hey, Terry, there's some food in that lockup over there. Should we go and investigate? All right, yeah, why not? Says the northern mouse. And off they pop together into the lockup to go, oh, this is all right, isn't it? Look, there's biscuits on this table. There's a fridge that's probably full of food, but we don't know how to get in there because our arms aren't big enough and we haven't got in the first place. And there is wrappers, even wrappers with no food left in there. The crumbs. You imagine if you're going to have a biscuit and you finish the biscuits off and you just discard the wrapper, those crumbs in the bottom of there are probably enough to feed a mouse or three. And let's remember, mice like sweet things. They're not really interested in cheese. No. I mean, they might eat cheese, but they're not going to go searching for it. If you put down a block of cheese and a Mars bar, the mouse will eat the Mars bar. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Next door in the garage, they said that rats had actually chewed through into the fridge somehow. They got into the fridge. That's really determined, isn't it? Where was I up to with this then? Oh yeah. Andrew Buttigieg says, well, hello Mustard and fellow chatting people. Thought you'd kept your flaps in the fridge. No, they're in the freezer. They're in the freezer. They are all in the freezer, except for, I think there's one. But now listen, you can hear the fridge door. Yeah? And there we go. Filler flaps. Oh, hang on. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 6 Rover 25 filler flaps in the freezer. Now it just sounds like a stupid joke, but it was a stupid joke. I thought I'll put them in there as part of a video, and that's about 2 years back, and it's just been the place where they live. I know it's completely pointless, and I feel embarrassed telling you this, but I haven't got anything else better to put in there, so I don't. Where have I got to now? Ah, right. Oi mates, have your license for that compressor? Says PHMLB. Can you see my compressor? Oh, do you need a license for one now? And if so, yes, of course I do. You can't afford one. Inflation. No Barry Squatter. Mice come out at night and compose all of Mustard's music. Well, how about that? Imagine if that was to happen, as if I didn't have enough of it. Smashing Pistons says mice piss everywhere as they cannot control their bladders. Fact. Ah, right, I see. So they can't control it. That's why they shit as well. That's why. Yeah, wherever they are, you just find these little poos everywhere they go. I didn't know it was a fact. I just thought they did it as some sort of protest. You know, they come in, they can't find anything to eat, and think, well, thanks for that, mate. Have some shit. That's what I thought. Pidge. That would be mad lad with glasses Harry Potter. Oh, right. Like myself, Smashing Pistons. I'd rather let the mice eat my biscuits than my car electrics. So what do you do then? Right, so you've got a car in a garage and you don't want the mice in there eating the wires, do you not? So do you lay around some biscuits to give them something else to do? Or do you consider that if you put the biscuits there, it will encourage them to come in the first place, and before you know it, you've got 10 mice rather than just one. That would be what I would be considering, that if you don't actually feed the mice, they won't come along in the first place. But of course we know it don't really work like that, because mice, they'll eat sweet things, but they'll eat cardboard. They can live off paper, can't they? They can just live off whatever they happen to eat. Why they'd have some sort of obsession with wiring and things like that, I really don't know, because I am not an expert on these things. But Simon might be. Simon, the Smashing Pistons man. Why do mice like the taste of wiring looms? Can you answer that for me? Yes, Dave. Yes, it would. Right, I'm off for a shite. See you later. Says Pidge. Well, thanks for dropping by, Pidge. Dave Smith, got an idea for Smashing Pistons Monday night quiz. Matching rodents with their turds. All the turds look the same though, don't they? Pingu always says you should put Boaty in the skip. Oh, does he? Poor Boaty. I do. You know, I feel sorry for Boaty. He's such a nice, obnoxious chap. Yeah, and all he does is just try to not be obnoxious, but he can't help it. And it's just in his nature to just be difficult and argumentative and all of those other kind of things. And he doesn't want to be. He just enjoys it, and he can't stop himself. Or get a cat. Or some famous actors. I'd love a cat. Well, there are cats here, aren't they? There are loads of cats in the yard. Do you remember Yard Cat? Yard Cat. When there was just one cat. One cat called Yard Cat was here, and it would be seen every day. Every day I would see it, but only once I got close enough to actually give it a little tickle on its head. Just once. And that cat came to no harm by me giving it that little tickle on the head, but it didn't make it any more friendly. And then that cat seemed to have disappeared. But instead, there are about 5 or 6 yard cats now instead. None of them that I see very often. They could get the mice if I let them in here. Do you reckon I should keep the cats in here? Should I lock the cats in here? That wouldn't be nice, would it? Mice like wiring looms. They're all like Lucas workers, or they're all ex-Lucas workers. They were trained to add smoke to Lucas Electronics. Thank you. Are you going to sort out the sodding pothole situation when you become PM? Asks Son of Jack. Yes, it is my pledge that when I'm Prime Minister, no more will the motorist be suffering smashed up bits of car due to holes in the road. No. Rather than building extra sets of traffic lights absolutely everywhere where they're not needed because there is currently a roundabout, etc., I will go about searching out every single pothole everywhere, every single one, and making sure they're filled and smoothed over properly so they don't just pop straight back up again. I'm the Prime Minister for the most... Oh, there's an idea. Now, you imagine if I really was aiming to be the Prime Minister and my only thing on the agenda, the only thing I really cared about was the state of our roads. Not really interested in foreign aid, not interested in any other stuff anywhere. All I talk about is getting the roads sorted out for the motorists. That's what they want, and that's what they shall have. So the entire budget will be spent on making the roads a better and safer place to be. Sod putting traffic lights in everywhere. All that does is create more and more pollution. Sod all this temporary roadworks everywhere where we happen to have these funny little things on stands monitoring the pollution levels. And oh, isn't that odd how we should be having such high levels of pollution in lovely rural areas? Maybe we should find the whole country for it, eh? Yeah, let's put an end to that. No more congestion zone. No more ULEZ. No. But what we will have is an end to electric cars, unless you really want one. And if you really want one, you can buy one. And you can plug it in, and you can do it because it's your choice. You have an electric car, go ahead. Yeah, that's fine. But you don't have to have one. And you will not be looked down upon by anybody else for not having one. Because we all know, and I'll tell you, that the best thing you can do is just to hang on to the car that you've got. And what we could do to help is to fix the roads and stop them from being shitty, bloody places that just knack your wheels up. Right, who's with me? Yeah? If you're with me, then maybe I should be Prime Minister after all, because after all, there isn't going to be another Prime Minister that's going to do anything about any of this stuff, is there? No, there's not. No. Right. Okay. Let's do it. Let's see who else has been commenting on here then. Oh. Boaty, obnoxious? No, never, says Andrew Buttigeek. You can put in a cat flap. Yes, I suppose I could, couldn't I? I know there's no mice at Boaty's restaurant. They're on the menu. Very good, Dave Smith. Well done for that one. You have my vote then, says Son of Jack. Thank you. If you fill in the potholes, where will you keep all the funny smelling cigarettes? Stephen S. Paul, Boaty would make a good podge minister, and I don't mean a pothole. Hania Naim, no, I have a Tesla. Okay, well, you're allowed to have a Tesla. That's the point. You're allowed to have a Tesla, and that's great. You should be allowed to have a Tesla. There's nothing wrong with having a Tesla. But what is wrong is saying that other people shouldn't be allowed to have petrol cars at all. Because what is the point in banging on about things being good for the environment if you're not telling the truth, eh? Tesla, fair dues. They make cars that are very fast, just not very interesting. And of course they're not good for the roads because they're very, very heavy. And of course they're not good for the planet because they don't last for very long, do they? Deep fried lice and Nakasaki sauce is Johnny Morocco, Simon. Somebody should fill Boaty's manholes. Bring on the hydro cars. Oh, right, well, fair enough. It's not really ever worked though, has it? That's the only thing. Vote mustard, yes, vote mustard indeed, says Barry Scrotter. Didn't Rochdale just lose one of its representatives? Well, it wasn't me. Oh no, I haven't even started yet. Imagine that. Imagine if they did lose one to me. And the exciting news I haven't told you all about is exactly that. Yes, mustard for PM, says Andrew Buttigieg. Have you still got the Freelander, asks Matt Brocklehurst. Yes, I have. It's still round the corner. And hopefully somebody will buy it. Come on, somebody buy that car. Actually, there is somebody who wants it, who's a friend of a friend. And hopefully, if you don't want it, he'll love it. Because I don't really want it here. Nigel is an electric car. That's an eclectic car. Eclectic car. That's close to being an electric car. Dave Smith says, not going to vote for Keir Starmer. Never smashing pistons. Never. I shall email you about it, asks Matt. Yes? Email me about it. Well, you don't even need to do that. I suppose any kind of... this is email now, isn't it? We don't call it email, but it is email. Email, because we're using some sort of... use the electronic bit. You're emailing me right now. But there was the advert, which presumably you've seen. If you've seen the advert for that car, then you can just respond to the advert. That will be easy enough. It doesn't matter who you vote for, they all piss in the same pot, says Johnny Mackerel. Well, that's sort of true, I suppose. Joey Noodles, are you inbred? Respectfully. Well, we're all inbred, aren't we? Every single one of us. We're all related to somebody down the line, so the only thing you can answer with that is yes. And a true inbred, somebody who you're actually thinking of, the kind of person that is actually, the result of their sister and their father, probably wouldn't be able to admit that. Sales pitch for the Freelander, owned by a future PM. Interesting. Thanks, says Matt Brocklehurst. What's going on, Nidge, says Billy Blazejowski. Billy Blazejowski. That's an interesting one. What's going, Nidge? You mean that? Nidge? Hiya, Nidge. Oh, yeah. Oh. No, I tell you what, not done for a while. The horn. The horn of destiny. It's quite loud, isn't it? I'll do that again on request at some point. Allegro Man. Allegro Man's phoning me. Somebody message Allegro Man and tell him that I'm doing a live stream, please. If you know him. Levi Partridge says, if you were Prime Minister, who would you have as chief? Hopefully that didn't make too much effect. It's bad news, this. If somebody calls, it just kicks your live stream off. Bad, eh? Really bad. Whether that works or not, whether I'm still on or not, I don't really know. We'll find out in a second. Still quite a few people here, so presumably everything's still okay. But have I caught up? I'm waiting for my... Yeah, I'm still here. Good, right, okay. I'd vote for both, especially... Right. You can't say sell a Freelander. It should be free, say Smashing Pistons. Why the blue door? Asks Joshua Bradley. Well, Joshua Bradley, what you need to do is have a look at the rest of the car, because it's got a blue door, but it's got lots of other coloured things as well. In case you in case you're still here, look, it's got a yellow bonnet, it's got a green wing, it's Nigel, it's Nigel the car, the Nigel, you know, the one that everybody knows that you don't. The one that you're missing out on so far. Have a look on the channel. Would you prefer Nidge? Mark the Vicar. Mark the Vicar is here. Hello, Mark the Vicar. My car is only 3.5 litre. If you can become Prime Minister, can I bore it out to 4 litre tax free? Yeah, you can. I'm happy with that. We all should be happy with that. I'm going to find myself a Rover 25, an MGR workshop manual to lean on so that I don't get such a dirty elbow. And then I'm also going to just change the camera angle ever so slightly like that, so that you can see me more central to the camera. Ooh. Now, a torn shouty thing. I'll do that again in a bit if you like. In fact, I tell you what, if we get to 20 likes on this live stream, I shall celebrate by doing a PARP. Check. I'm new, says Joshua Bradley. Well, you are welcome here for definite. So my brand new. Billy Blaze, hey Nidge, do you ever hear your parents bumming in the other room as a boy and get scared? Well, yes, I did, because actually I grew up in a shed with some wolves, and my parents I've not seen since I was about 2 years old. So, you know, when I could hear them bumming from about 10 years old, and I knew exactly what was going on, I presumed that there must be ghosts. And from that moment on, I've become very scared of ghosts and bumming. PM Prime Minister. I give in. Had a quick look. Where's the advert? Asks Matt Brocklehurst. It's on Facebook Marketplace. It's a silver one. It's an HSE, and it's up for £850, which is cheap because it's got a few things that need to be dealt with. Why isn't there such thing as a potato optician? What do you mean for the little eyes that potatoes have? Joshua Bradley, can't lie, when I first came across your channel live 5 minutes ago, I thought you were a weirdo, but I lobby like you, and I'll check your channel out. Thank you very much. I don't mind people thinking I'm a weirdo. What difference does that make? You can think I'm a weirdo, but you won't think it for long, provided your brain's plugged in. Greetings from Cologne area, Germany, says Ralph Ivan. Oh, greetings to you too. Lol, bumming and heard that for ages. It's a bit of an old term, isn't it? Really, it's not one you do here these days at all. You must have been petrified, mate. I was. If you'd have seen me when I was 10 years old, you'd think I was a stone model of myself. That's how petrified I was. Oh yes. Oh yes, indeed. Come on, another 4 likes on this live stream, and I'll do some parping. Parpy with my 8-horn shouty thing. It's rather good. It's rather noisy. It's even more noisy with the engine on as well. Ooh, there you go. Joshua Bradley. Are we having piano today? Asks Ants. It doesn't look like it, does it? Oh, there's a point. Now, what I didn't do before, which I should have done, and if the Greenwood was here, she'd have told me, is to put this on live chat like that. So everybody, well, because otherwise what happens is that some of the comments get kind of lost, and we don't really want that, do we? No, we don't. Because actually from here, reading it from another channel, I can't even read those comments as well. Barry Shitpeas, I hope you're well, mate. Now here we go. Are you ready? They call him Barry Shitpeas because he shits peas. They call him Barry Shitpeas because he shits peas. He shits peas in the morning just as you're eating your cornflakes. And every time you flush the toilet, you get a low mushy load. They call him Barry Shitpeas because he shits peas. They call him Barry Shitpeas because he shits peas. Oh, that's quite good. But that's a distraction as well. So let's not do it, eh? But what we shall do is have my last cup of the tea of the day. The last cup of the tea of the day, because I shall have run out of milk and I will be awfully disappointed and rather upset and angry and demanding that somebody goes and gets me some jeffing milk. In fact, I'm just going to open the shutter door there. It's not a shutter door, it's just a door. Oi, who's going to get me some milk? Get me some milk. But louder so more can hear it. If only 4 people can hear it, there's not much point to be doing it in the first place, is there? Oh look, 24 likes. Do you know what that means? It's time for the 8-horn shouty thing. Are we ready? Yes, the loudest horn in the lockup, and it happens to be connected to my car. Where was we up to? Looks like I missed. Yes. After Barry Shitpeas, somebody rather special. Yes, Daz Williams, who says, hi from Dazzy Wobbles. Dazzy Wobbles! Lovely, my friend Daz Williams, or Darren Williams, who I've not seen for a good few years, actually. How's it going, Daz? How's it going indeed? When do you fancy popping down to the yard so we can have a good old catch-up, eh? Eh? Come on, you know you're welcome here at any point. I am not capable at all of multitasking, and that's exactly why I can't even take a tea bag out of my pot that looks like it came from the 70s and talking at the same time. It's just impossible. I don't even try. It's just not going to work, is it? Now, where was we up to? Looks like I might have got behind with the comments a little bit. So the exciting news you couldn't talk about was you running for Prime Minister, asks Dave Smith. Well, no, it wasn't. But, you know, that's the new thing that people are saying I should be doing. And if people say I should be doing it, I'm not going to say, well, should I do it or not? Should I make my own mind up? No, I'm going to say, yeah, I will. I'll do it. As long as you're up for it. Barry Shitpeas in the house. Yes, Barry Shitpeas. They call him Barry Shitpeas, etc. Because he shits peas. That's the song. Should we do the song again? I don't eat cornflakes. Hooked on Classics is here, and that is Hooked on Classics, Simone. Hi, it's Simone. Is here. Hello, Captain. My 75 would not start today. I had to go and buy a new one. Skint now. Huh? Wouldn't your car wouldn't start, so you had to go and buy a new car? Do you mean you had to go and buy the thing that stopped it from starting? You didn't buy a whole new car because the one that you have doesn't start. Do you? Surely not. Surely not. Surely you looked into what was going on, what the problem was with it first. You don't just get rid of it, do you? No. No, Simone, explain yourself. Susan Boyle's got some competition there, says Johnny Marocco. I'm never going to get your name right on it. Marocco. Battery. Battery. Right, I see. Well, that sort of come up at sun, didn't it? Eh? Are you sure the battery's actually knackered, or did you just leave the lights on all night? Or even not closing the boot properly, leaving the boot light on all night? That'd be enough. Hi, Simone. Hi, Billy Blaze Jowski. Hey, Nate, my dad wants to know if you want to bum. Well, that is very, very, very nice of your dad to ask if I want to bum. And the answer is no. Keep asking, no? Yay! So, do you have any children? Asks Joshua Bradley. Well, not here, I don't, because I'm at work. I keep them at home in boxes. They do annoy us, cars. Yes. Yay, says Daz Williams. Yay. Darren Williams, also known as Daz Williams, is one of the people that I've known for a very long time. In fact, how long is it now? I'm going to say it is 35 years. 35 years I've known this chap for. That's a long time, isn't it? Some of you people watching this won't even know that 35 years exists yet. The Greenwood is here. Hello, Greenwood. Yes. Hello. You must have felt my presence regarding the live chat presage. GMX. Yes. Yes, Daz Williams. Goodbye, Mr. X. I will call in a few weeks, so thank you very much. I would very much appreciate that. If the new government starts taxing cars per colour, would you paint Nigel? Imagine if they did that. Said, right, well, how many colours is your car? Well, it's a strange thing to do, though, wouldn't it? I mean, how many people would choose not to have a multicoloured car just for that one thing? All of these multicoloured cars that you see everywhere would suddenly be just grey. Wow, even better. Imagine this, okay? Imagine this for an idea. Colour tax. So it's not just how many colours you have, because that frankly is a really silly idea, but it is a really sensible idea. Grey, no tax. White, no tax. Black, no tax. Yellow, lots of tax. Yellow tax, blue tax. Blue tax, have you ever heard of blue tax? What about blue tax? Now you have. So we can grade all of these different colours like this. Grey, no tax. Blue, some tax. Green, some tax. Red, some tax. Yellow, some jeffing tax. Yeah? What a stupid idea. Really, Simon Pistons. That wasn't even your idea, but look what it made me do. Made me think of something even worse. Oh gosh, I tell you what, when I am Prime Minister, and obviously it's going to happen now, that idea is not even going to get considered. I've done all my considering, and that was it. And now the idea has been flung out the window, down a multi-story car park. That's it. I shall go to the top of the multi-storey car park, put this idea in a jar, set it on fire, and then drop it off the top. That's what I think of that idea. Keep them coming, because I like them. Even the bad ones. The bad ones are best, actually, as we all know. Open up the fridge of doom with only this much milk left. Do you know what? If I was one of these people that just had a tiny bit of milk in my cup of tea, I could have another one. And you never know, I might just get that desperate. I hope we're having a good time. Do remember that tonight I shall be posting a new video. And I've started doing this, I'm going to continue with this idea of every video I make, I'm going to have a couple of shorts from it, of a couple of particularly good bits that I'm really rather proud of, or at least think, you know, are worthy of it. So tonight there's going to be two. And it's a car review as well. And it's a car that most of my followers on YouTube will say, we don't want you to drive that. But I have done, and guess what? I've made a video, and I like it. I like the car, and I like the video. I like the video as one of my car reviews, as quite possibly one of the very best videos I've made, most of it. Okay, so I've told you. If I tell you it's really good, then I think it's really good, and you should watch it. Excuse me while I burp one off. What? Here? Battery was knackered. Battery was 89 Jag Express for sale. I'd like one of those, probably. Hi, Andrew Simone. Hello. Yup. Barry Trace. Yup. Hi, Tracy. A up the Greenwood. Hope you're all well. How much would you woodchuck? How much would a woodchuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Asks Stephen S. Paul. £20. Barry Scrotta says, smashing pistons, workout. What do you eat this morning? Question mark. You back from that French place yet? I could ask you that, Simon. Are you back from that French place yet? Mark the Vicar. I'm not sure myself. For 35 years and 59. Right. I'm not sure I've known myself for 35 years and I'm 59, says Mark the Vicar. Well, Mark the Vicar, I'm sure that you will know yourself quite well, being a vicar and all that. Being a vicar, what's it like being a vicar? Is it a real vicar or are you a pretend one? I'd like to know. Where was right? Yes, Honey Nut Cornflakes, just in case TVRs didn't have enough running costs already. Oh, okay, Levi, right. Smashing all monogrammed. Oh, right, I see what you mean. Yes, with the different colours. Yes, indeed. Fart in the bad idea jar first. Fart in the bad idea jar first, says Joshua Bradley. Well, I mean, there are things more flammable than farts, but farts just happen to be a natural way of making something explosive, don't they? And if you could concentrate your farts, imagine if you had like a fart bag, where when you do a fart, it all goes in there and the non-flammable stuff gets squeezed out with some sort of really clever engineering. And I'm sure somebody's already done this, so that you end up with a concentrated, super pungent, super smelly fart. Well, no, you wouldn't, would you? In fact, it goes into 3 places, all right? Your fart goes into the bag. The innocuous stuff, which is probably just the nitrogen, that's it. The nitrogen will just get released off and go somewhere else. Nobody needs nitrogen in their life. The stuff that makes the smell, the sulfur, would be really, really concentrated into something that would make stink bombs a thing of the past. And then the other would go into the really explosive part. So you could have nitrogen back into the atmosphere, which we don't really need, and super duper smelly sulfur, and then super duper explosive stuff. That would be fantastic. Yeah. Now, who reckons they can invent that machine? Because I want one. And I'll tell you what, I'll do a video on it and add one for free. I think grey cars should be heavily taxed, says the Green Wood. We need lots more colours back on the road. Cheer up the eyeballs, get cars like Nigel. No tax, in fact, tax rebate for multicoloured cars. That's a good idea. I totally agree. Because my idea of them being, if it's grey, it should be free of tax, that's actually bollocks. And of course, I don't really think that at all. You could say, in fact, that grey and black cars and silver are actually dangerous because when they're driven around in anything other than really well lit conditions, you can't see them very well. And even though they have like daytime running lights and things like that, then now you require everything to have daytime running lights for things to be seen. Whereas this car, you wouldn't need it to be lit up at all because it has its own thing that makes you spot it. Yeah, which is me. What about silver, the best colour? Silver's not the best colour. Silver is the worst colour. Silver is the worst colour you could possibly have for a car. It is so boring. It's, oh. Honestly, it's not a good colour. I have a prediction though about cars and their colours, and that is that within the next few years, colourful cars are going to become fashionable. And I think this because partly down to Peugeot being brave enough to actually put some colour on their cars at the moment. It only really takes one manufacturer for the others to think, hey, hang on, we could have our colours in that, our cars in that colour as well, and our cars are better. So I reckon we might be back to the 70s for colours. Yeah, that's what I reckon. That's my prediction. 5 years from now, everything will be a bright colour. You won't see a grey car about. The fact is, you'll see a million less then, won't you? Because they really won't stand out. And then suddenly there may be grey car tax because you're a liability on the road. Have we lost the signal here? Tax for silver unless there's another colour on the car too. Come on. Oh no. Have we stopped? I seem to have lost the signal here. Well, I'm gonna have to just carry on reading it from here then, I suppose, aren't I? Until that goes back again. Do you concentrate before you fart, Mustard? Asks Simone. Huh. Ex-old fake vicar, as you asked. Pale pastel sounds, green sounds lovely. That's what I want my MGF to be. That's what I want that to be. That would really work. Right, we've lost our signal here, so I'll try that again. See if we can get to it. Yeah. Come on. Oh, balls. YouTube, come on. Oh, it doesn't want to work now. That's not too good, is it? That means I'm going back to just reading off the screen, which is always just a bit more tricky. But let's put you somewhere else now then. Might as well, haven't I? Let's go back over here again. I quite liked it over here actually. Can you do some improv on the new mellow trumpeting and company music? Asks Daz Williams. I do quite a lot of that. But the only thing is, as soon as I'm under any kind of pressure to improvise, I'll find that it just goes a bit wrong. Just like I did with guitar. Jimmy Quinn is here. Hello, Jimmy Quinn. Mark the Vicar asks, why is there no Why is there no name for release of fart and nasal acknowledgement of said fart? Why is there no name for the release of a fart? Well, it isn't. It's fart. You fart a fart, don't you? You know, a fart is also a verb. Poor Boaty, he'll be more broke now his silver cars are taxed. He'll have to get them wrapped, yes. And Kia says name me -1. They're doing, oh yeah, you're right actually, yeah, they've started doing some colours as well. I've got a red car and a blue van, says Jimmy Quinn. I've just got a silver car. No, what am I talking about silver? It's gold-ish. Brushed bronze is lush. That's other people would call that brown, wouldn't they? But I think I know the one you mean. I don't know if that's a Kia or a Peugeot colour, but they've got some not only colourful colours but interesting ones as well. Some really, really impressive colours, and it really is about time as well, don't we think so? Oh look, I've got a new channel member. Yes, I've got a new channel member, and I don't know who it is just yet, but we'll find out by pressing that there. HW100. Right, that's worthwhile. That's worthwhile, a little celebration, isn't it? Hey! Thank you very much, HW100. If anybody else would like to become a channel member or do anything else like that, they would like to, they're most welcome, because that's what it's all about. It's that little bit of support that makes this thing go along and keep going along, isn't it? Waiting for a notification from my bank actually to say, oh, you've just been paid by Googler. Google, we're Google, we're going to pay you some money. Oh yes, and welcome back, Retro Colours, back on the road, way more interesting, says the Greenwood. Honestly, I reckon it will happen. Joshua Bradley says, if you had to pick one, would you rather shit yourself once a day in private, or rather piss yourself once a week in public? That's a good question. Well, it rather depends, I suppose, on whether you had some sort of control, doesn't it? Because if it's in public, then that would suggest that you pissed yourself once a week in public, and you wouldn't do it, would you? You'd just take action. So you'd actually go somewhere else to do it, wouldn't you? If you could shit yourself but know it was happening, then I'd choose that one. Well, that's inconvenient, surely, every day, isn't it? I mean, it's bad enough doing it every week. So every day, yeah. I'd go for the piss myself, I think. Yeah, I'd just make sure I started wearing the appropriate coloured pants so that you couldn't actually see it. And then stand well away from people so you couldn't smell it. Good question. I like that kind of question. Well done. Daz Williams says no, but I don't really know what for now. Sounds really good. Yeah. The cheap ones across the road have a metallic. Oh, the chap across the road, says Simone, has a metallic lime green Nissan Micra. Can't miss it in a car park. That means that nobody's run into it, presumably. Yeah, I think so. It's working, says Joshua Bradley. Richie, hello Richie. Are we still here on your phone? I am. It is Trace, just a fully green interior, 4 colours, back when they used different markets. Same colours but different names. Allegro shit brown. Hope that colour don't come back. Allegro man's orange. Allegro looks well. Shit brown, russet brown. That's what it was called, russet brown. It was a good colour for the 70s. I would happily have a brown car now. I'd rather have a brown car than a silver one. Let's put it that way. What is the least favourite colour for a car? Let's discuss that. What colour would you just not have? Because I reckon that what's the least popular colour is probably going to be pink, isn't it? Pink, or one of the in-between colours like turquoise or purple. You don't see many purple cars about, and that's strange because nobody's offended by purple. Most people think purple's a nice colour, don't they? So why aren't there more purple cars? But tell me, you tell me, if you would, what colour you would not have a car in. I'd like to know that. Now, what's this yellow thing at the bottom here? Oh, hey, Johnny Macaro, give me £10, give me £10, give me £10. Give me £10, give me £10. Oh, thank you, Johnny Macaro. Whoa. Thanks, Johnny Macaro. That is rather lovely and generous of you. Thank you very much. That's also welcome. Well, welcome. That'll go into my Google account next month. So thank you so much. Thank you very much. Oh gosh, it's worthwhile doing a live stream just for the joy that you get from people being generous. Indeed it is. Thank you again, Johnny. And what do I do with this now? Actions? No, don't report it. Thank you. I just really appreciate that. Anybody else can do that if they want to do. Still see your mustard. That green Peugeot do. That green Peugeot do is amazing. The green, tasty looking Spitfire. Phil McCavity. Phil McCavity. What a lovely name that one is. Dog shite coloured classics tend to be more solid than other colours. Maybe they were parked up in the garage for early years. Bottom burp, says Simone, is Allegra Man's Wedgwood Blue car in the vid. Was very pleasing on the eye. Well, yes, it was, and he's sold it now. He's sold it, and it's straight back up for sale with somebody else selling it. Which is the way car sales go, isn't it? Can hear voices outside again. The new 208 in yellow is very good. 208 is lovely. Sleigh, how old are you? I am older than you need me to be. And younger than I could be. And younger than I will be, but older than I used to be. There's another way of actually avoiding the question, isn't there? It's from a Kia Sportage. Nigel, long time no see, says, Sleigh. Now, I don't recognise the name, so maybe you used to have a different name, or maybe you are somebody I do know, but it's calling me Nigel, so presumably you're not someone that has actually known me or met me in person. Andrew Buddy Simone has a video of a car from the car show last year, and there was a 105E in the same colour combo as my Falcon. Boom! Unforeseen, definitely looked like a comedian, Richard Herring. Richard Herring. What was that thing he did? Liam Herring's, not Richard and Judy, wasn't it? That's cool, Andrew. Yay! Welcome to the club, HW100. And I said that too because I'm agreeing. That's welcome to the club indeed. Only the cheapo ones aren't broke. Not as broke as Boaty. But that's why I like the 99 pence thing, because 99 pence isn't really a great deal to find every month, is it? And if who was it said this? Somebody said something like everybody should be a 99 pence channel member, but I'm not going to say that right now because that would suggest I'm begging. I'm not going to start doing that. I already do both. Oh, says unforeseen. I don't know what unforeseen was on about now. Ah, right. I already do both what? Joshua Bradley, would you rather... Oh, hang on. We talked about the pissing and shitting. Would you rather have hair? Would you rather have hair for teeth or teeth for hair? I quite like these kind of questions that leave you having to think about it slightly. Would I rather have hair for teeth? No. Or teeth for hair? Yeah, I'd do that. That would be... You kind of like have an armoured head, wouldn't you? Hello, hello. Shout out for me, says Flora XOXO. Well, welcome. Welcome. I saw a pink Focus ST and loved it. Yep, nice one, Johnny. Thank you. I think orange is on my list of cars never wanting to own, says no, me -1. That's interesting because that is that I don't think I've ever had an orange car, and I would like one. Orange, yeah. I'd like an orange car or a yellow one. Used to have a yellow one, and I've had every other colour, I think, except for pink. I don't think I've ever had a pink car or a purple one. I still don't know why purple isn't a bit more popular. You're welcome. This channel is brilliant, says Johnny. Thank you very much, Johnny. What a wonderful thing to say. Thank you very much. I wouldn't buy a green car. See, we're not going to agree on what colours are best, are we? That's why I'm asking, because I like to, well, stir the pot. I hate that primer like grey seen on many cars, says Steve Dull. That's very much a colour of the moment, isn't it? It certainly has been for the past few years. I've seen it on Audis in particular, and it is primer, a lacquered primer colour, and it is exactly the same colour as primer. So yeah, so I don't really know what the appeal is either, except for if it's a colour that it was of the time, wasn't it? So lots of cars end up being like, I've never seen a car in that colour before, quite like it. So then other people do it, and because of that, it will end up being as one of those colours that then goes away because it goes out of fashion and then starts to look really dated. Right, okay, I've got to go, I'm afraid. Something's just happened.